Hello, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. For those of you that are new to the channel, welcome to Johnny Mac Games. And for those of you that are returning subscribers, welcome back to another New World video. So in this video, we're going to be going over the New World PTR Datamine that just went live on the subreddit. And let's go ahead and dive into these details, and maybe we'll discover some things that you guys didn't know about. So let's see, lots of cleanup of in-development content. For Brimstone Sands, Isabella's Lair Expedition, or Radness Caverns Expedition. You can no longer place camps in invasions. Twitch company crests and armor dies coming soon. So I know that there's a lot of people that are going to be really excited about that because, you know, the dieables in the game. I really honestly don't know of anybody that actually dies in any of their armor. So I'm really curious to see exactly where they take this cosmetic effect in the game. So I guess we'll see about that. Lots of tracking for anti-bot and gold selling measures. This is obviously something that's going to be ongoing as, you know, the game continues its lifespan. New partial ban penalty. Once again, something that's probably going to be implemented very soon because of all the, you know, exploits and stuff like that that have been happening. New emotes in store items. Now, pay close attention to this, guys, because this is going to give us our first clue about some upcoming content that we have coming down the pipeline very, very soon. So we have nose blow, cry, chest pound, fist shake, firework 1 through 5, leg dance, cold, belly laugh, and gift. So pay close attention to these three, right? And also these 5. First, talk about these 3: cold, belly laugh, and gift. These hint to a Christmas event, obviously with the belly laugh and the gift, correct? Obviously, cold, that's pretty interesting. I kind of expected something similar since it, you know, we're getting close to wintertime. And then also pay close attention to the firework 1 through 5. Now, whilst fireworks are, you know, something that happens during Christmas time, it is something that might happen for New Year's. So we might not just be looking at Christmas event, but we might be looking at New Year's. Now let's go ahead and scroll down here a little further. So we have Greatsword is being worked on because a Greatsword data sheet has emerged. And of course the Blunderbuss, new weapon effects. Now these weapon effects, as we read here, weapon effect ID, Blunderbuss, default, which is whenever you shoot it, it's the default effect, right? And then we have fire, arcane, void, lightning, ice, and nature. These are obviously the effects that they have probably pseudo finalized for whenever you add a stone to the weapon and how it looks whenever you do or perform a light attack and a heavy attack. Okay. Next, new random encounters. This is kind of interesting. This might feed into the holiday events and possibly like future events. But this is a good one. Upcoming holiday events. So Javelin data variation, gatherables, holiday data sheet. So what's interesting to note is the gatherables. So this lends to reason that we're getting more than just cosmetics in the store. Gatherables would suggest that it's kind of like a temporary deal, things that you can do for a quest line. So we very well may be getting our very, very first true in-game event. So I doubt that we're going to be getting anything for Thanksgiving because I figured if we would, it already would have happened. But I mean, who knows? You know, we might get a Thanksgiving event. I doubt it, but it's a possibility. And then also, you know, you got to think we got Christmas and we have New Year's coming up as well. So this data sheet is empty. So this is basically just serving as the container. I would say that anytime they add an event, they're going to upload that into the, or inject it into, you know, the update, and we just download the new data sheet and it's already there. So very interesting stuff there, guys. AI event, EXP modifier for holiday events. There you go. They are increasing territory standing modifiers from 1 to 1.25. They're increasing the amount of XP per level for trade skills as well. Now, it is important that nobody freak out whenever they first hear this. Yes, they are increasing the XP requirements for all the levels of, sorry, not for all the levels, but for the trade skills in general. So from what I understand is that from 1 to 50, they've pretty much been unchanged. From 50 to 100, either they've not been changed, it's kind of like a mixed bag. Some requirements have been changed a little bit, but for the most part, not so much. But from 1 to 200, though, the XP requirements have been increased. Now, once again, don't freak out. From everything that I have seen thus far, those XP requirements have been offset by the reward XP that you receive from those recipes through that whole level range. So instead of, say, getting, 2,486 XP from a recipe, you're now going to get double or even maybe triple that to help offset that. You have to remember that they have access to backside metrics that we don't have. So now that the game has been out for a little while, they're able to see those metrics, and now they're trying to smooth out that progression curve, right? So some balance changes. Sword Leaping Strike cooldown has been adjusted from 25 to 18 seconds. Now, pretty much all of these are cooldown reductions. I think there's like 1 or 2 maybe cooldown increases. Warhammer Mighty Gavel cooldown has been reduced from 22 to 20. Negligible. Hatchet Rending Throw has been reduced from 15 to 8 seconds. Musket Power Shot has been reduced from 15 to 12. Musket Shooter Stance goes from 20 to 18. Musket Stopping Power from 18 to 15. Bow Rapid Shot from 20 to 14. Bow Poison Shot from 35 to 30. Rapier Slash 11 to 6. I'm sure many Rapier users are probably going to be happy about that. Rapier Riposte, this is a big one, 20 to 12. 20 to 12. That's a big one. Ice Gauntlet, Ice Shower cooldown has been increased from 20 to 30. That's a big one. 10 seconds. That's a big one. Life Staff, Sacred Ground. Cast distance has been increased from 20 to 25 meters, and the duration, however, has been decreased from 15 to 12 seconds. So a little bit of a nerf for the Life Staff there, guys. Great Sword, Offense Attack, 5 stamina, and then Slow status effect receives a different modifier from 0.1 to 0.5 movement speed. So the slow has actually been increased, and I'm wondering if it's actually part of an attack from the Great Sword that it actually, reduces the movement speed. In which that seems like if it originally had a 0.1, going to a 0.5, that's a pretty hefty beef right there. That's a pretty hefty slow. Game mode mutators are being worked on. Dungeon mutations, ? 10 ranks, more work on dungeon mutations. So this is pretty interesting, right? So it makes you wonder if they plan on offering some sort of recyclability to old dungeons. It's going to be interesting to see what they do with that, to be totally honest. I mean, there's really not a whole lot here other than, of course, the code itself. But it's interesting that they're, dungeon Amrine difficulty, right? Max level of 10. So it's kind of prestiging through the different dungeons, which is interesting. I wonder what it's going to be based off of. Maybe it's going to be based off of your current eye level or watermark. It's going to be interesting to see what exactly they do with that. So yeah, not sure exactly what you guys think about this data mine, but overall I found it to be very interesting, and it looks as though, they're really hitting those back-end metrics and looking to smooth things out and polish things up a little bit. And from the little bit that I've encountered, that I've been involved with the public test realm, it's been interesting. I almost feel like the public test realm runs a little better to a certain degree, but then again, I was on this morning whenever there really wasn't a full workload on the server. So I don't know. I guess we'll just have to wait and see what exactly happens with that. I would assume that they're constantly making back-end improvements to stability, so forth and so on. But so yeah, confirmation on Blunderbuss, confirmation on Greatsword, confirmation on in-game events, which means more content, right? Content is king, which is pretty awesome. Obviously, they're continually working on new emotes. Obviously, we're going to be seeing some new skins for the holidays, which is really awesome. I'm really huge into the cosmetics, as everybody knows. And, they're seem to be paying attention to the whole, company crest and armor dies debacle. I know this has been a huge complaint for a lot of people. You know, even myself, like I have a bunch of dies just sitting in my storage, not doing anything. You know, I don't want to sell them because, well, they don't really sell for much and they're just going to go up, and it's just probably going to cost me coin to post them because then they're not going to sell, right? So they really need to work on that system, and it looks like they might be actually doing that. So it's pretty refreshing to see that they're actually doing stuff behind the scenes, even though they're not fully communicating that to that degree that, you know, we would be like, oh, hey, they're really working on this. But yeah, so lots of confirmations, guys. You know, Christmas looks like we're probably going to have a Christmas event, most likely. That seems like the #1 pick for the holiday that they will probably do. Gives them a good timeline to work on those quests and get them polished up before they push them out to us. You know, maybe we're looking at maybe, you know, 1.09 or maybe even 1.1 at that point, I guess, right? 1.1. So yeah, pretty interesting stuff, guys. So that's going to be it for this video, guys. Make sure to stay tuned to the channel for more New World content. If you like this video and you want to see more like this one, hit a like and don't be shy to subscribe to the channel. Like I said, I got plenty more content. Hopefully maybe one more video today. Stay tuned. Be sure to give that notification bell a little tickle. And as always, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.